Hello everybody, Danny here on a Saturday. Normally I'm not, but I haven't been on in so long. So I wanted to just jump on. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. Psychic Duck, you have any words of love you want to share? Oh, yeah. Oh. Wow. Love Duck. All right. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, so I wanted to come on as a political read on just the state of our government. It's you know I keep saying it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's getting better because it can't get much worse. Oh my gosh! I was listening to Pam Bondi a little bit, and it kind of blew my mind when who was it? I think it was some guy in California, one of the congressmen, but I'm not sure. But he goes, "You just perjured yourself, Pam Bondi," and she like kind of did this double take, and she goes, "Don't you dare, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Ooh, thou protest too loudly." So you know that this is all going to come back when we take control of the House. If we take control of the House, I'm not going there saying, "Oh, we're going to take control." No, we have to do the work to make sure that we're still making our phone calls, that we're getting out, doing whatever we can to support this process, because that energy that is in power now is not going to let go easy. They're going to kick and scream and fight, and so we need to really do our best. And I get it. I know a lot of us are we're just not up for going door to door. We're not up for going, "You know what, I'm going to run." So it's really important to do this. Whatever we can do. Maybe it's dropping food off at a convention, a little community Democratic convention. And I don't want it to be just all Democrats. I mean, if you're Republican, why these days? Why? Because your Republican Party has left the building. At least the one that I grew up with has left the building. Now it's just all protection for pedophiles. It's all cover. Anyway. Didn't want to go there. But this whole thing, we're shifting big time. We're shifting big time. And you can feel just people going, "Oh, this isn't right." So anyway, I want to look into the state of the U.S. for this Valentine's Day. Before I do, let's drop down. I pulled some cards, and I wanted to show you what I got because they're pretty joyful. So this deck that I used is Tony Shiny Hawk Healing Morning Sky Oracle. It's a shamanic oracle deck. And then I used Prism Oracle, which I haven't used before. So what Tony says, her cards said, "Follow your dreams upside down." And I'm like, well, that's what I've been doing. I've been upside down following my dreams. No wonder they haven't been turning out right. I'm upside down. So what are we doing? Flip it right side up. Heart sounds. And I just recorded Sunday with Spirit, and I got this card as well. Not this exact card, but it's a heart card. Follow your dreams, follow your heart sounds, and you'll end up in joy. But if this is upside down, then we're not going to be able to hear the heart sounds. We're not going to go into joy. The Prism Oracle was all about flow, Nice. Intuition and success. So as we, and there's a lot of Neptune energy, a lot of water energy with this full moon. We're going into eclipse season. There's going to be a lot of adjustments and flows and how we navigate through these waters, and it depends on where we are in the waters. Are we in tidelands, or are we in deep ocean? That's all dependent on how we navigate through this time. Speaking of navigation, as many of you know, I was part of the Coast Guard Auxiliary. It's the volunteer section of the U.S. Coast Guard. And when I first joined, actually I don't even know what department it was under, but then it switched to Department of Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security has lost its funding. I'm like, holy crap. That's not good. And I'm thinking of Coast Guard. That's not good to lose Coast Guard funding. Coast Guard, they're out there saving lives. If you're on the water, you want the Coast Guard to be out there. You want your navigational buoys to be pinging and sounding correctly. Now, you want the Coast Guard to do its job in breaking up ice. I put a little video up on my community board about Coast Guard icebreakers. And that's how you do it, with precision, with intention. Break up ice. Anyway, so that's kind of scary. And I'm sure that their money isn't going to go away. I think they just got paid, so it's going to be another 2 weeks before they start missing checks. But still, it's disturbing that organization, that safety net, is not being properly funded. The other thing that we heard, and I'm not going to go into all of this, but it was Kristi Noem has been in the news a lot on how she's just being a wackadoodle. I can say that, can't I? Wackadoodle. Her and Corey Lewandowski, I believe, and I don't really dig into it too much, they're both married to different people, and they both are doing it in the back of a 747 that the luxury Max whatever, flying around the country doing commercials with her. Oh my God. Anyway, so just a lot of abuse, a lot of chaos in that department. Of course, the FBI, a lot of chaos in that department. Kegseth, so much chaos in all these departments, in all of the government departments. Why? Because they didn't do it, they didn't hire people who knew what they were doing. Why am I telling you that? Come on, Danny. Listen to your audience. Who is your audience? I know who you are. I was looking at Psychic Duck. Psychic Duck does not read the papers. Doesn't need to. Psychic. Okay. I just want to look. Pam Bondi screaming. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Department of Justice. And then who was it? Jamie Raskin, I think. And I go, come on, dude. I called Jamie Raskin, dude. Come on, dude. Because he said the Department of Justice needs to look at this Department of Justice. So, let's take a look. What do we got going in the U.S.? As we have this eclipse season coming up, so we have I've been talking about it a lot, so hopefully I'm not repeating myself. I know I am, but hopefully I'm not repeating myself, but I know I am. But just hopefully. So we have a full moon solar eclipse. It's going to be seen down in Antarctica forever. Whoever wants to go down there, you can see it. And then a couple weeks later, we have a lunar eclipse that we will be able to see in the U.S., in the northern hemisphere, I think. And then there's another eclipse. Anyway, it's eclipse season. As Ann Ortelli says, the eclipses are here. The eclipses are here. So a lot of things are going to be revealed. A lot of things are going to be revealed. I haven't even talked about the Epstein crap that's coming out. And we all talked about, well, many of us have mentioned that the Epstein files are going to be revealed from overseas, and someone's going to get caught up because it's overseas. Well, so everybody's kicking, like all the other nations, like Poland and UK, are kicking people out of the government who were tied to Epstein, except us. We celebrate them. So anyway, sorry. That was a little tight rant there. Drives me absolutely. So, Epstein files are going to come out more and more from overseas. Poland is investigating now. And the thing with having friends, you might be able to pick up the phone and go, hey friend, can you keep this on the down low? And maybe they will, maybe they won't. That's just too much to keep on the down low. I had to refocus because I started going down a rabbit hole that I didn't want to go to. So yeah, with friends, you might ask them for a little favor. Not with this shit, though. But Trump doesn't have any friends. He burned all those bridges. So would you ask your enemy to keep something on the down low? No, they're going to let it out. So, as I am shuffling, and then the Page of Cups. Good smelling fish here. There is no fish. There's just they're all live. You all know what I think about people who call that card stinky fish. I remember going down to the ocean and people would go, ew, it stinks. And I'd go, oh, it's life. They thought I was crazy. You like that smell? It's life. It's good. Okay. I am doing a little bit of a ramble today. So let's go back and look at, it feels like every organization in our government, except the FDA, the Kennedy organization. He came out and said that he sniffed cocaine off a toilet seat. Germs don't affect him none. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. I like it when the cards speak for me. It's pretty cool. All right. What's going on in the U.S.? Can we look at the U.S.? What is going to be shown to us with all this revelation with the full moon, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, all these eclipses coming out showing us things. What, besides buckle up, what can we know about all this information that is going to be coming out? Will this be good for humanity? I do feel it's good for humanity because we're seeing how broken it is. Will we be able to fix? What does this say about humanity's path in the U.S.? Let's drop it down. Let's take a look. There we go. Oof. All up. Oh. That's a retreat card. Well, and that kind of makes sense too, right? Very first card makes sense. What does this look like for America, for the U.S., for humanity? Because the U.S. did such good work, although it was flawed in the work that it did do really good work to alleviate some suffering. And then we failed a lot too. So anyway, Four Swords. Not so. It's a retreat card. It's a rest card. It's timeout. It's the minor arcana death card. Oh, did I say that that death is only for entertainment only? Did I say that? Okay. The Knight of Cups. So what this energy is showing us, it's a little minor death. We get a new start with the Knight of Cups. This is a young energy in a way. It's not as young as the Page, but it's young. It's the Knight in shining armor. Sometimes you got to be a little careful about the Knight in shining armor because it turns out to be, you know, an ass in shining armor. King of Wands. This is my overseas card. This is information coming from overseas. New emotional start. So with the Ace of Cups, so it feels like when I go, so this is in the past as it relates to these cards here on this timeline. But timelines are 3D constructs, so this new start, when I flipped it, was when the framers created the Constitution, they knew that this document needed to be amended, needed to be fluid, but they had a good start to it. It feels like we are going back to this new start to come up with something a little more for the time that we are in. At the top of the reading, what is this energy going to show us? Justice. And in the near future, new beginning, the Fool card. Now some people go, you're just being foolish trying to read all that into there. Well, yeah, I think in this time that we're in, we're taking it so heavy. It's so, I think we need to be a little dance, a little light, a little, let's just do this. Let's just try this. Let go of the heaviness. I think justice is going to prevail. Internally is the government, the higher order of things. Externally, Knight of Swords. This is, I think what this energy is going to show us is that we do have a system in place, a legal system in place to rein in this government. Hopes and fears that the new truth will come. The fear is the new truth will not come. And then we have a new start, a new project, a new way forward with the Ace of Coins. New truth, new project, new order of things. It is going to be a little challenging with the Five of Wands, but it's going to end up with my Democratic card, the Ten of Cups. So we look at this, it feels, it really feels that, even though that's not a great card to get in a personal reading, because it's like, you need to take a time out or you're going to be severely needing a time out. The rest of the cards, except for that, and that's really not that bad. It's just verbal back and forth. It's Pam Bondi screaming, "How dare you say that I am a criminal?" Yeah. As she does criminal things, she had that burn book, which is clearly, well, I don't know if it's clear. It shouldn't. I don't know if there's a law against that, but wasn't Comer and Jim Jordan screaming, "You took our phones, you spied on us," and then that Department of Justice did that? Yeah. All right, so let's keep going. Hang on, I gotta focus. So I just want to, Pam Bondi's in my head. Great. So I want to read on her, just a 411 on her. Because it felt like she was on the outs with Pumpkinhead, and then she came out and did her Senate thing or congressional thing, and it was "Dear leader is great, dear leader is great," and they would ask a question about a certain justice thing, and she goes, "The Dow's at 50,000." The next day it dropped below 50,000. Why isn't anybody talking about that? That the Dow dropped. Good Lord. So, Pam Bondi, did she do herself, in the eyes of Pumpkinhead, in the eyes of the administration, Stephen Miller, because Pumpkinhead, whatever, right? So in the eyes of Susie Wiles, Stephen Miller, and Pumpkinhead, how's Pam Bondi? What's her path forward look like? She might be leaving. So I got the Six of Cups, going back to a simpler time. I would imagine that this job is fairly stressful. Yeah. Even though she seems like she's kind of enjoying sticking it, owning the libs. Aren't they getting tired of that? Apparently not, but. So, Six of Cups, going back to innocence, as if she ever had that, to a simpler time. Oy, oy, oy. Four of Swords again. Not a card you want to get. Going back to a simpler time retreat. Is she going to have some health issues? She has the Two of Swords. She's at a crossroads. But this isn't a crossroads. She's holding up two swords of justice. So there's two truths. Oh, yeah. Back to that again. Kellyanne Conway, remember that when she first came out with that in episode 1? I don't know. I don't know. I just want to turn the channel so bad. Okay. 9 of coins in the past. She got money from whatever it is, but she is at some kind of crossroads. She is like, what truth does she deal with? Does she go with? That's an interesting card for me. Queen of Wands. She's got some information that is going to be, I'm not saying that she is giving forth information. I'm thinking this Queen of Wands energy is going to be coming at, bringing some information about Pam Bondi's job performance. Is she going to be hung upside down? That's what I got. As soon as I flip this over, she's being hung upside down to dry. But it could be looking at it from a different point of view, but that's not what I'm getting. Star of Hope, leave that down there. Queen of Pentacles. So the Star of Hope. In the internal position, what do those guys think of Pam Bondi's performance? That she was their star. Externally, I think they're paying her a lot of money. Why are they paying her so much money with this? Am I getting that right? Hopes and fears. Money. That they paid enough to keep her quiet? Why am I getting this? Then we have the Page of Coins. Page of Coins. A new path, going back to a simpler time, a new path forward with a new project, a new, are they going to shift her to another role in the government? Keep her hidden so she doesn't shine the light that the information that she has? Clarified by the Queen of Swords. It feels like to me in this reading that she is going to be leaving. She's going to get a huge sum of money to retreat, to be upside, just go away, to go away. But this Queen of Swords energy is a legal energy card that is keeping her quiet or that will get some information out of her. Let's look at that underlying energy. Wish card, illusion, the burden, and the Page of Swords. I'm thinking she gets her wish with the money, but justice comes after her. Let's just take a quick pull on that. Is Pam Bondi being paid for her silence? Well, duh, yes. Will Pam Bondi be retreating from government to find herself in legal trouble? Will Pam Bondi be in legal trouble by the end of the year? Will Pam Bondi... God, it's only been a year since Pumpkinhead's been in office. Every week it's like you can't keep up with this crap. Pam Bondi, are you going to be in jail? Is the Department of Justice going to look into Pam Bondi? Not this current Department of Justice. Is Pam Bondi going to be held to account? I'm just going to go. I'm hearing less than a year. I'm hearing like 6 months. Is Pam Bondi going to be held to account within 6 months or thereabouts? For coins again, it's about money, 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 money. It's the Hermit card, and it's the Queen of Swords. You heard me shuffling. Let me switch decks. Let me switch. I'm going to go with the Light Seers. Because I do get, yes, she is. She's got secrets that are going to be coming out, and she's holding on to them, but she's got the legal sword coming up, so that's a yes card. But maybe I didn't do my job as a tarot reader and shuffle enough. Shame on me. All right. All right, Pam Bondi. Is she going to be in legal trouble within 6 months or thereafter? She's not going to be happy. She's not going to be happy. But again, she's got King of Pentacles. That's normally my Pumpkinhead card. Whew. Yeah, I think she's being locked out. Let me drop this down. My camera's acting funny again. So she's got the Five of Cups, King of Pentacles, and Five of Pentacles. So this is her being locked out, being dejected, no money, losing money. So sorrow with the five, emotional loss, financial loss, morality. She's morally lost. We knew that. And I think it's due to that guy, the King of Pentacles. Got the King of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. Still money coming in. But this is the calmness of this king create. There's something about this King of Cups that is going to. Who's the king? I know. Normally it's a Joe Biden card. It's a leadership card that is calm, respected. Who is that in Pam Bondi's circle that is going to start something, some legal issue? And this is my Republican card, the Ten of Pentacles. And they don't seem happy. Is that right? Are the Republicans going to be happy that Pam Bondi is gone? Wheel of Fortune, Karmic, that looks happy. Eight of Pentacles, it's going to be some work. And then we get the Ten of Cups, my Democratic card. Okay, so I got to go there. It feels like she's going to be left out, and it feels like with this card, with this Ten of Pentacles card, that the Republicans are leaving and going towards a more calming energy. I know, I hear you guys. That isn't going to happen. I hear you. I hear you. So, what is, let's go back to this again. Here, Ace of Swords. Let's go back to this again. I'm going to lift this back up. This is going to be the last one. So one of the things that caught my eye over the last couple weeks was the amount of time people spend watching the news. And it was something like 4 minutes a week or something. It was low. People don't know what's going on. We do, because we're hyper focused on it. Other people, their lives are, how do I feed my family? How do I pay for this? How do I manage my kids being on computer screens all the time? My kids are now not healthy. They want to sniff cocaine off of toilet seats. That's not okay. But yet our leaders are saying, it builds up your immunity. I don't need my immunity built up that much, just saying. There's other ways. Okay. Are the Republicans opening their eyes? And I hear so much of the Republicans still spewing stuff, right? Still owning the libs. But let's look at the independents, or, there are no normal Republicans anymore. So let's just look at congressional. They're gone for 2 weeks. What are they hearing from their constituents? It's funny. I don't know if they can go out and do their town halls anymore, the Republicans, because Mike Johnson said don't do it. Good Lord. How can these people wear crosses and be so closed and be so hateful and hurtful? And then they say it's all for... And I grew up Catholic. I still have a lot of that in me. So that's not what I remember from my childhood religious experience. Okay, what about the House and Senate Republicans? Are they sticking with this crazy administration and tearing down everything? The FAA, Jewish space lasers? No. Danny, don't be going into conspiracy theories. You're right, it wasn't Jewish space lasers. It was American space lasers that shut down El Paso airspace. Dang. Okay. Are the Republicans in Congress, are they starting to have enough information to say, gotta go, gotta switch teams? I watched this, a little squirrel moment, I watched this podcast, and it was this trans woman So guy to a woman. And she's telling the different experiences that she has as a woman from a man. And I thought, we need more of that. We need way more of that. And yet our government is going, no, you need to stay in the kitchen. I like being in the kitchen. I like cooking. No, you can't. That's a woman's job. How dare you? Oh, we watched the Birdcage last night. Pretty damn stupid. Mike Nichols, Elaine May, funny team. But they cast the two kids in it wrong. The one kid, the guy, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's free on Netflix or YouTube or one of them. The son was just so unlikable. I'm going, I would slap you. How dare you? Anyway, there was a lot kind of wrong with it, but there was some really funny moments. Okay. Republicans in Congress. Have you guys had enough? Have you gals had enough? I hear Susan Collins has announced she's running again. Hey, Maine. Come on now. Is it Maine or New Hampshire? I think it's Maine. Yeah. So we'll start looking into some of that, the midterm stuff coming up. All right, Republicans in Congress, what do you think? Have you had enough? Have you seen enough destruction? The Empress card. First card out, Republicans in Congress. My head goes to Russia. It should be going to abundance, nature. And Pumpkinhead said, yeah, we're stripping all of EPA's requirements or something. And I know a lot of people get upset with that, but Mother Earth is going to be fine. That's not a problem. The inhabitants on Mother Earth, yeah, they may have a more challenging time. But Mother Earth is going to survive. And there will be new life forms on Mother Earth. I got that message when I went to the Alabama Hills in California. Really fun place. Okay. The Empress, abundance, nature. Also Russia. King of Swords. I'm going to drop this down and throw relatively quick down so I can get an idea of what's going on. We have the Emperor. So interesting that I get the Empress and the Emperor. So when I think of Russia, I think of the Emperor Putin. However, things shift with time. And so cards take on different meanings. This is also Pumpkinhead, because he's acting like an emperor, but he's being challenged by this King of Swords. So who's stronger in our 3D world? The Emperor or the King of Swords, the general, the armies? Knight of Wands in the past, getting some information about, okay, thank you. Let's take it this way. We're getting information about the way America was abundant, right? Or we're getting information on Russia that has to do with this guy, and we have some legal stuff coming up. Am I making any sense? Moving on. The Republicans in Congress seem to have had enough. They're starting to move on. They're getting enough information. Some of them are being stabbed in the back. Some of them are stabbing the emperor in the back. Brutus. They're going on a new journey. Chariot, new journey. Internally, they're saying, done. Done. We've been played for a fool. We're just going off. We don't know where we're going to go. We may not have a job if our constituents don't support us on this new journey. But I think they can reframe it so that they will have a job. But I don't know. You know, how stupid can you be and still keep your job? Well, apparently, I don't need to answer that question. Externally, death, new beginnings. Wow. Wow. Hopes and fears. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, that they can come in and still be a winner. They can still ride in as a winner if they move on. If they take this foolish idea of starting and coming out and ending what this current cycle is and having a new beginning. So this death card is always rebirth. There's always the flip side to it. And it's not a flip side. It's just a transition side. It's just the journey. It's the fool's journey. Thinking that you're dead, you're dead. No, you're not. Don't be foolish. And at the top of the reading, secrets coming out. The High Priestess. Yay, we get more secrets to come out. Just what we need. Haven't we had enough? Obviously not. Obviously not. It's not going to be pleasant. This is the Republicans, though. So some of them are going to be like, oh my God. I'm really feeling like privately they're going, oh my God, we can't do this anymore. Maybe that's just me with hopium. Although I haven't had any today yet. They're looking at an offer. And in this deck, right? And so in the Four of Cups, a lot of times it can be referred to, you're not looking at an offer that's coming your way. You're focused on 3 empty cups. You're not looking at the 4th cup. In this deck, that guy is looking right at the offer. He's going, no, we've had enough. The Republicans are moving towards temperance. I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. Going back to a simpler time. New truth is coming out. And they are walking away from sorrow to find themselves anew on this new foolish journey. Wow. Okay. Let's make that happen. Let's stand up and call our representatives, especially those in the Republican arena. Call them. Say enough is enough. And all you got to do is say the disrespect of Pam Bondi, not looking at victims, ignoring victims, looking at the Department of Homeland Security, the religious right, loving, sticking with your husband, your wife. No, having an affair in the back of a 747 on the government's dime. I think that big Supermax should have a cross hanging off of it. How disrespectful. Again. It's just not disrespectful of our laws. It's disrespectful of what the Master Jeshua, the Ascended Master Jeshua, brought to us. peace, and love. And then what else do we have? Sniffing cocaine off toilet seats. That's just wrong. Okay, so much wrong. Call them. Have 3 things that really, 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 really get you. Call them and say, enough is enough. You guys are being complicit. You're being part of this. Stand up. I am off my soapbox now. Thank you guys for watching. And speaking of being on a soapbox, Psychic Duck, I'm on your water cup. Oh, thank you, Psychic Duck. You have anything to say on this Valentine's Day to everybody? No, I just love you all. Be good to each other. Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.